Hey you guys, LH signing in, bringing you what is 100% authentic, can never be compromised or manufactured. Alright, you guys, so you guys probably think, oh, that sounds a little bit different, but yeah, that's my original opening and introduction. I just sometimes improvise. But, anyways, I hope everyone's doing good. Back from 4th of July week. I personally didn't celebrate it, I just worked. But, anyways, you guys like my hat? Yes, I'm wearing my Malcolm X hat today. Shout out to Candy for recommending this hat and kind of telepathically reading my mind. And she surely is my twin, so shout out to her. And everybody out there, all my subscribers, people from the Philippines, Canada, likewise. So, anyways, what I want to talk to you about today, you guys, is something that's kind of been on my mind lately. I recently had a conversation with a coworker, and it really revealed some things that I had thought about, and I never really experienced this before coming out the mouth of a woman that I look to as an elder and we belong in the same community. Like, okay, so basically, this is a older black woman. Now, granted, I have been around really strong, empowering black women and black men, and I shouldn't have to say this, but let me just give you some background. I love my people. If anything, I've seen our faults and I've seen our very strong, compassionate, strong points in our lives, and just the beauty in other black people as well as other people, and everybody in each community has its faults. And however, I've always been taught to some degree, not 100% like mindedness on my beliefs, but that's okay. We don't all have to agree, but we have to agree when there's a problem. And this is my first time coming across someone who I deem black man bashing. Now, I have come across a lot of black men bashing. And I've had to correct them, and had to go hard on the rhetoric. If anything, I'm an equal person. You know, I am not for the bullshit. I'm not for the imbalances. I'm fair, and I'm not a hypocrite. If I notice something from a black man or black woman that is wrong in my own community, I'm gonna check them. I wish that was the same for these white supremacists. Anyways, but this is the first time I've ever had really heard a black woman really go in and seriously black man bash. Granted, I am a black man, and as I mentioned, this person is a coworker. Now, I've always noticed that there was a potential chip on her shoulder, and I'm not blaming her. I almost feel sorry for her, but it's kind of like, here's the thing. It's a difference when you've met a whole entire population to being centered in only one population where there's only a majority of a certain group that you are basing your opinion on. Now, let me go. I'm gonna go into some background. Like I mentioned, I'm not originally. I live originally from California. I'm originally from California, and I moved here in Georgia probably about a year ago in Atlanta. And I'm from California. Now, I've always learned to distinguish bullshit history from facts. If you've been grown up to be indoctrinated as a black person in the public education system, you know what I'm talking about. That's where they taught that Egyptians were kind of Mediterranean Europeans bullshit, and not really uh, going into further detail when it comes to Africa, but always going further detail in other Europeans and Asians, Chinese, and Asian cultures, and Middle Eastern, okay, and everything else, Mexican, whatever. But I've always noticed that in my heart, I knew the bullshit history about the Egyptians. I always knew that there was some hating going on about black culture, and which is hence I didn't really learn about it too much until I got to college, and still it wasn't enough. I didn't have a world. There's still no world history class concerning Africa, and I just it's sad, but I think my college has an African course on African civilizations that I'm going to take, and I'm looking forward to that because everything else is highly highlighted in this country except for African culture. I wonder why. But anyways, so yeah, that's my history. I didn't start doing my research on my own and being taught my own until I got older because you have to if no one else is going to teach you these things, your history, you have to rely on yourself, unfortunately. So that's what I did. But not only that, I had influences from very very beautiful people, my elders, my family, some family and people I met along the way back at home, and people who were teachers to me, my people to their teacher, and I've had elders along my way, and I've been brought up by many. I don't only just say my grandparents and my family, my mom and dad, but also a lot of people who saw and wanted to teach me, saw potential of leadership in me, and give me that backbone and that pride that I still carry to this day. Now, move fast forward, I come to the South, and this is where I really see the brokenness, the kind of psychological damage of my people who have gone through some horrendous things that have never even been healed in this country. And um, I'm specifically talking about black people. And in the South, there's no you can't deny the history here has not hit it more strongly. It has a huge more diabolical impact on the black African American population as compared to where I come from, the West and the North, okay? And so rightfully so, you will find people with a more damaged psychology, self-loathing, and divisiveness, mistrustful of one another. And I've talked about that in my videos, my past videos. If you followed me, check that video out. My experience in Georgia. It's like one of my first videos. But anyways, what I'm getting to is that I've noticed that black people are not don't necessarily have each other's back here. That I noticed. I mean, and you're gonna be like, LeRon, why are you? You're in Atlanta. There's a lot of black-owned businesses. Yeah, that's true, but they're more mistrustful, and it's almost like a competition here. And I'm just gonna be honest. It's a competition. It's like they're competing against one another, and not really coming together. Granted, we're not on code and united worldwide so much, but I really see the mistrust here, and a lot of other black people have bought into white supremacist roles and robes, and I can't deny that. And it's no different from this this lady that I work with, this sister, who um, I feel has been let down. Yes, I feel she's a product of her experience, her negative experience, just one negative experience that made her deem all black men as just something not to be invested in after, you know. So I'm gonna go back to the backdrop and the main purpose of what I'm talking about in this video. I have a coworker that I talked to who is essentially black man bashing, and it didn't spark a conversation until we talked about Fourth of July. So from Fourth of July, it went on to this whole other topic, and she mentioned to me that black men are dating more white women or whatever at a higher rate than black women, and that black women should have been taught to uh, and encouraged to date outside of their race. Now, I don't I don't like to subscribe to uh, specifically dating outside your race or dating inside your race, because you should be dating someone who brings energy to you, good positive energy, love your way, and is willing to fight for you, fight for a person that looks like you, like, and not disrespect the people that you come from. And as I mentioned, I come from a very diverse family. From California, you'll more than likely find that. And so many people in my culture that I have, so many people ancestry that I have in my blood. And mention also, side note, I have a video. I've been trying to upload this video. My DNA 23andMe DNA results came back, you guys. So check out for that. But I've been having trouble editing this video, so I have the manufacturers and the creators of this app working on that. So it's just been a pain, you guys. If you guys know any apps or anything to edit that are better, that can edit 30-minute long videos, I try not to keep these videos that long, but it's very interesting. This video is very interesting. But I'm expanding this YouTube page. But if you guys know, just let me know in the comment section. But anyways, like I mentioned, you guys, this lady is talking about writing a book. Okay, and like I said, I have people that I have in my family who are different races, and as you'll see in this ancestry, I'm a reflection of this. But um, as I mentioned, I know someone too in the YouTube world who has a Hispanic or a Mexican husband, and I love it. I mean, love whoever and marry whoever makes you happy. I am not about only a black woman should be a black man, a black man should only be with a black woman. Be with someone who is not a supremacist of any kind. That's all I have to say. But um, she specifically thinks that black women should be only dating or dating overseas, and specifically Korean and Asian men, which I have no point in. But what you're not going to do is tell me, aka, that black men in general are either their majority in prison, have HIV, gay, or subscribe to this just lifestyle of just debauchery, and make it seem like your pinpoint is that black you can't find any black men, and you therefore you have to gravitate to only one particular outside of of a black man to find a great partner, when there are shitty people all around in every culture and every race out there. And the rhetoric of that garbage that I hear you saying you're going to put in your book, it's I had to correct you on that, because you say the statistics, but 85, 86% from 46% of black men who are married to black women. So that's not true. Now I get the sense that in Atlanta, uh, there is a lifestyle of just debauchery here. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of thinking to myself, I don't know if I can find a potential married mate myself here, because it just seems like everybody wants to just fuck around and be irresponsible. Not only that, there's a high HIV population. I'm not down with that. I love my body, love my health, and it's just a lot of debauchery shit going on here. And yeah, like you hear those stories, a lot of married people too tend to step out of their marriage, and there's a lot of download behavior and just side chick shit going on here. But hence, that's not a reflection of the whole population, and that's when that becomes a problem, when you generalize a whole population, specifically another black woman, generalizing all black men. Of course, I'm going to be insulted, and I'm going to correct her with facts. And I'm going to do a video on this. There's another YouTuber, but I also looked up the Bureau of Statistics for marriage of people of different races, and I'm going to prove this theory that black men are not garbage all around when it comes to relationships and marriage. So, but anyways, I just never thought I would have a conversation with someone like that. But it makes sense because she had a perpetual chip on her shoulder. And as it turns out, the man who did her wrong was a black man. And what I notice in common from people who dock down on people that look like them is that either one, their low self esteem of themselves is perpetuating into this. They hurt people that look like them. Second, if a person who looks like you comes from you, the opposite sex hurts you, you're going to attack them. And I just noticed that in people who are self-loathing. I'm not saying that she's but self-loathing people could only talk about people that they come from, because you come from a black man and a black woman. So that's all I have to say for now, you guys. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on IG at Leron Brown, Leron Brand, LeronBrand. Peace and love, you guys. Have a good day.